Hello, I'm Midnight Fears, and today we're going to be doing something a little different. This is a new type of video I'm trying out where I read some of my old or forgotten or discontinued writings. I currently don't have a title for these videos. It's just like a trial run to see if you guys would want to see more of these types of videos. The story I'll be reading in all of its horrible grammar is what my younger self titled Blake 2, which was last edited in 2018. Normally, I leave all these documents untitled. And also, the 2 means that I was trying to rewrite this story, but I completely, have no memory of ever writing this. It's very vague. I tried, reading, a few sentences, and I'm like, yeah, this seems like this would be a good choice to make a video on, because I don't remember this story at all. Now I have to say that this document has so many errors. I started trying to fix them, but I kind of stopped. As I was editing them, I felt like, wow, maybe I should keep this in the form that it is in. So I don't change my past self's words so much, because I feel like that has more charm. So that means there's a lot of grammar and spelling and all these different errors in it. There's so many dang times that it was just a lowercase I, and there was over almost 200 errors, and most of it had to have been solely just 50 lowercase i's, and I fixed all of those, but then I stopped because I was like, no, that was enough editing. Anyways, at the time I'm recording this intro, I've not really fixed anything besides the eyes, like I said, but I fixed a few things, but most of it, the video, most of the story is kind of where I left it in 2018. I had to have been half asleep writing this too, because I used to write at 3 a.m. And I'm pretty sure that this was another case of me writing really late at night. Anyways, I hope you enjoy the video. So sit back, relax, get a snack or a drink if you would like, and now it's time to read one of my really old, basically forgotten stories. Chapter 1. I glance over at my older sister, who smiles at me sweetly. She whispers something to me, but I was unable to make it out. All I can notice is her hands tangled up in her midnight shaded hair. She seems to be trapped in something, like a cage of some kind. I glance back into her eyes to see that they were replaced with a spider web pattern. The whole eye was purple, besides the pattern of the web. She blinks a few times, as if trying to tell if I heard her or not. Of course, the answer was no. I could tell she guessed wrong. Then, without a warning, her whole body is covered in a thin layer of blood. Her face slowly disappears. Without thinking of my next action, I reach out my hand to her. She couldn't leave me again. Faith can't leave me again. Someone knocks into me, waking me up. I jump lightly. While hearing them apologize, I wave my hand in defense. I should stop falling asleep in public. I frown and bite onto my nail. Daydreams had become a normal thing for me now. I knew it wasn't healthy for me, but I couldn't control it. Most of the time, I sleep right through my stop. I couldn't do that today. I had to move in with my other aunt. The other one didn't have enough money to keep me. I feel like she was just wanting to get rid of me. I was used to it by now. This all started with my sister, Faith, suddenly dying. Someone found her in their backyard. She was close to the house, but not close enough. My parents told me she was killed, but no one seemed to care by who or what. It was all about my parents' death. It was a week after they found out she was murdered. Sadly, I was the one who found them this time. Then again, that was years ago, too many to count anymore. I adjust my backpack strap on my shoulder. The weight was starting to make it burn with pain. It can't be that much longer, right? I glance around the bus in discomfort. There were a lot of different people on there. Some kept to themselves, acting like they were not there. A group of students was fangirling over something on their phone. Then I noticed a girl watching me from the front of the bus. She had an eye patch covering her eye. It made her stand out from the people around her. I could tell It was me she was watching because every time I glanced at her, she would look away after a few minutes. It was starting to drive me nuts. I was about to say something when the bus pulled up to the stop I was told to get off at. I dropped it and got off the bus. After taking a few steps, I have this strange feeling of being followed. I look over my shoulder to see the same girl, only this time her eye patch seems to be missing. A thick layer of hair was covering her eye instead. I started walking faster. It could be out of fear, but I was not totally sure of my own feelings. Something inside of me did not feel right. It was something that told me to get away. "Kira!" a girl yells. "I've been looking everywhere for you." A girl about the same height stops next to her. She seems to be the opposite of Kira. Unlike her, she was wearing bright colors and hopping up and down on her feet. Also, she did not seem to care I was standing there, which was a plus in my book. Kira studies her closely. It was almost like she was trying to get her to notice me there. She was not going to say it, though. It seemed like she could smell the new on me. Before her friend does notice me, I take off. The whole time I walk, I feel a single pair of eyes on me. My hand carefully knocks on the red-painted door. I hope I have the right house, or this would be awkward. A woman opens the door with a smile on her face. Her hair is dyed in many different colors. "Blake, you're finally here!" I was starting to worry a bit. A deep laugh slips from her. "Well, come on in. Your stuff is already in your room." With one step in the door, I was blinded by yellow paint. Also, the room was filled with just lights. I glance over at her with some worry. I think she takes it the wrong way, though. "I know, it's amazing! Everyone around here thinks I'm crazy and all. I don't let it get to me." She places her hands on her hip. "I see." The word stumbles out of my mouth. Already, I could tell living with her would make me more of an outcast around here. Why couldn't I live with Uncle Jack? At least no one thinks he's crazy. She heads into the light. I'm unsure if I meant to follow or go up the stairs. She walks back with her hands in the air. "I forgot to tell you where your room is. It's upstairs. The whole upstairs is yours to do whatever you want. I hope it's enough room for you." I nod kindly. "Yes, thanks." Before she could get another word in, I rushed up the stairs. The weirdest part of it was the door on the top of the stairs. Then again, it was lucky because I could lock everything out. My eyes wandered down the hallway to look at the different rooms. It was a lot of space just for me. Then again, I can't complain. A few boxes were stacked in the hallway. It was the saddest view even now. Everything I own can be packed away. What does that say about me? I opened one of the rooms to find what I guessed was the master bedroom. The walls were white just like the hallway. It seemed like the room has never been touched. Dust seemed to be floating in the air from just me opening the door. I cough out the dust I breathe in. From the weird shape of the walls, I guess the bathroom must be in the room. The next door I try is locked. Then again, I wouldn't even really need another room. Surprisingly, I found a kitchen through the next door. Maybe this was meant to be an apartment. The rest of the two rooms were empty and white, just like the master bedroom. I heard a knock on the door to the stairs. I look over to see my aunt standing there. She was leaning against the door while smiling at me. She held a slip in her hand for something, but I didn't really pay attention to it. "Want to go bond over bed shopping? Allie's still in school at the moment. She'll be happy to see you when we come back." Allie was my 7-year-old cousin. For some reason, out of both Faith and me, I was her favorite twin. I guess she doesn't have a choice in the matter anymore. "Yeah, that'd be great." The words come out with no emotion. Meg sighs before resting her hands on her waist. "Please don't be cold to me, Blake. I know I have no idea how you feel about all of this. At least try to be happy for me and Allie." I could tell she was giving me a mental hug but did not want to touch me. "I'm sorry." I rubbed the back of my neck. "Sadly, I have just realized how I must look. That could be the reason why the girl was looking at me. She could have wanted to ask me if I was okay, but not known how to. Then again, I just walked away being a jerk. I already messed up without realizing it. My new start has already crashed and burned, all because of me this time. "When does Allie come home?" I asked, pushing a box with my foot. Around 4, the bus she rides takes a while to get to the house for some reason. I guess I'll never understand. Also, not like a first grader can be trusted on the streets alone. Her eyes focus on me, not like a freshman like you. I've studied the lamps to see them all off now. Why do people think you're crazy around here? The question flows from my mouth before I can stop it. I have 3 colors in my hair, a room full of lights, mostly the lights. No one ever comes in past it. They can't connect that I sell lamps. Father never knew you sold lamps. The word father burns in my mouth. I regret it so much. This is going to be hard. I didn't tell my brother. I didn't tell him a lot of things. I have no chance now anyways. He did not tell me everything either. We are Prestons. We have to stick together after all. Anything happens, we'll tell each other. I smile at her lightly. She stops to open the door. Maybe getting stuff from my room will help me. After all, my mother's family claimed everything from me. Claimed everything from me. I think it was because I wasn't able to be theirs. Part of me wanted to, but the other part of me had no interest in turning out like the rest of that family. I study the price of the bed frame. How could they charge so much for just wood? I look over to see my Aunt Meg wandering off without me. This is what she calls bonding after all. Then again, the problem still arises. It's just wood. Are you looking at bed frames? I hear a voice call to me. It doesn't seem like something you would do. I turn around to see a girl with auburn brown hair. She's wearing a uniform that matches the other workers at the shop. The thing was, I could tell she was the only one around my age. I look at her name tag to see the name Peyton engraved on it. I just moved into a new place and mine broke. I lay trying to smile. That makes more sense. Normally no one around our age comes in here. You seem out of place, just like me, I guess you could say. She looks over at the bed frame. I thought it was a lot of money just for that too. It was almost like she read my mind. Maybe that's why she works here. It would help to sell things to someone in your head. She plays with her ponytail while watching me. Was she waiting for me to say something? He's not much of a talker, Aunt Meg says, resting her hand on my shoulder. Now she finally comes back. He's just weird like that. Isn't that right, Blake? I've talked just fine, I complain, then realize how stupid that came out. My face quickly fills with embarrassment. Aunt Meg laughs at me, then she starts talking to the girl again. I try to tune it out. I can't believe this is happening to me. Peyton taps on my shoulder. Are you okay, Blake? She laughs lightly at me. Your aunt left without you. She said something about forgetting what time it was. I studied the closing front door of the building. She totally forgot about me being with her. Father, you trust me with your sister? She forgot she has me now already. Thanks for letting me know. I dash past her. It was nice to meet you, Blake. It slips through the air as I leave. Already in the back of my head, I knew how bad that must seem. Then again, it's not like I would ever see her again. I stopped once I ran out of sidewalk. I scanned around for the old car. At some point, she'll remember me, right? Then a thought popped in my head. How'd she know Meg was my aunt? I don't remember hearing her tell her she was. I slowly turned back to see her still watching me. She had a plain cold face. It was like all the emotion from before was sucked right out of her. When she notices me, she waves. Still, no emotion comes back to her face. I wave back and smile, trying not to look as unemotional as her. She stops and starts biting her nail. With that is the end of chapter 1 in this writing. There's actually another chapter and like half a chapter and like a little bit more that was like gonna be later in the story. Also, since I recorded the rest of the video, I actually found the original writing, Blake 1, very fun, and also like a few other pieces of the story. So if like you guys want to hear more of the story, just let me know in the comments. Leave a like if you like these types of videos. And if you're new, please subscribe. I'm doing this now. I'm a YouTuber. I'm asking people to subscribe now. Um, Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. This is a new thing I wanted to try that I've been thinking about for a long time, but I was like, it doesn't fit gameplay, so would it seem off? But I guess I can do whatever I want to. Anyways, thank you for watching. Have a great day.